So there is a lot of news to talk about because Phil Spencer has been doing the rounds when it comes to interviews. He just talked about Game Pass's growth and all this other stuff that we reported last week, but now he's talking about the big games that are coming out and also admitting some mistakes that Xbox has had in the last year. And he's also talking about Call of Duty and the Activision Blizzard deal and what platforms Call of Duty is going to be going on. There's a lot of information here, so let's get into what Phil Spencer has to say because trust me, there's a whole bunch of news that is dropping. Alright, so you know the drill. If you like the content, hit that subscribe button and that like button. And if you want to be notified on future videos, hit that small little bell icon. And if you want to go that extra mile to support the channel, hit that join button. All the support is greatly appreciated. Alright, so we know who Phil Spencer is. He's the CEO of Microsoft in the gaming industry. He runs Xbox and he's been going crazy with interviews lately. For the last 2 weeks, he's had like 2 or 3, maybe 4 interviews talking about Xbox's growth, talking about the Activision Blizzard deal, and talking about Xbox first-party games coming to their platform. Now, this is something that I really want to harp on because finally, we get to talk about games. We get to talk about Xbox expressing how disappointed they are in the 2022 year and talking about 2023 and what they're looking forward to. Now, I just want to jump into this article because Phil Spencer finally admits a big mistake that a lot of gamers, including myself, have explained and talked about for several months. Here's what's said in the article. Phil Spencer admits it's been too long since Xbox had a major first-party exclusive. Xbox boss Phil Spencer has admitted it's been too long since a major first-party exclusive game landed on the Xbox Series X and S. Speaking to Same Brain on YouTube, Spencer said he understands why players are frustrated at the lack of major Xbox-only games, with last year's Halo Infinite arguably being the most recent, but noted that 2023 is set to be a big year for the company. One thing we've definitely heard loud and clear is that it's been too long since we've shipped what people would say is a big first-party game, Spencer said. We could have our excuses on COVID and other things, but in the end, I know people invest in our platform and they want to have great games. Now, I want to just jump into this because, wow, what Phil Spencer is saying is true. We've been talking about this for what seems like months now. We have said that 2022 has been one of the worst years when it comes to first-party games on the Xbox side. I mean, they really didn't have anything, and I truly mean that. They haven't had any game release. I understand that there was Grounded. I understand that Pentiment is coming, but when you look at big first-party AAA games, something that Xbox wants to bring into their platform so they can push Game Pass, it has been lacking beyond belief. And I understand that next year in 2023, we're going to have a lot of first-party games, but I'm also happy that they're understanding that 2022 was bad and that they can't have something like that again. And for them to admit that and talk about that openly, especially Phil Spencer, shows a little bit of self-awareness. And I want to see that from this company because for a little while back in the day during the Xbox One generation, they weren't very self-aware. They didn't understand what they were doing. The leadership was kind of weird. And then when Phil Spencer took over, things started changing. They started talking about wanting to fix the software, wanting to fix the hardware, and wanting to fix the platform and make it more accessible to so many people. They opened the platform up. They stopped competing in ways that were archaic. And now they're starting to open it up even more and talk about the games that are going to be coming into 2023, which is something that Phil Spencer continues to talk about right here. He continued, "We're excited about 2023. We've talked about games that are coming and those games are tracking well. Getting our first real Xbox first-party games out of Bethesda, having them ship Redfall and Starfield will be a lot of fun." Alright, so what do I have to say about this? Now, I've said multiple times that Xbox hasn't really got anything out of Bethesda yet. When they got Bethesda, they dropped all their old games onto the platform of Game Pass, which I loved and I thought that was great. But overall, there wasn't any big first-party games dropping from Bethesda because they had contract obligations with PlayStation. Think about it. Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo did not come out on the Xbox platform for a year because they had contracts with PlayStation to make their games exclusive. So for 2 years, while Bethesda's been under Xbox, we haven't got a single first-party game from them. I'm sure we got a couple other older games dropping on there on Game Pass for PC and for Xbox, but when you look at new games, that has been lacking. So I'm glad that they understand that for the first time, they're going to get a Bethesda game dropping there for Redfall and Starfield, two of the biggest games coming out next year. And they also talk about Forza Motorsport, which the article brings up here. Forza Motorsport 8 is also expected to be released in spring 2023, adding to Xbox's lineup for the year and returning to the simulator-based series for the first time since 2017. The current lack of first-party games, however, was noted in particular after the delay of the aforementioned Starfield, the massive space RPG from the studio behind Skyrim and Fallout, which was pushed back alongside Arcane's open-world shooter, Redfall. While Xbox does have some console exclusives this holiday period, such as the foul-mouthed talking weapon shooter High on Life, it's perhaps missing a blockbuster title to compete with the likes of PlayStation's God of War Ragnarok and Nintendo's Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And I have to admit that yes, Sony has dropped a lot of games this year. They have dominated 2022. And I'm not just talking about the console front, I'm talking about even on PC. They've dropped God of War, Uncharted, and a bunch of other games like Spider-Man on PC that have dominated what Xbox has done. And on top of that, they have dropped 4 to 5 AAA games on their console. Xbox, to some extent in 2022, didn't really compete. Yet, I think that next year is going to be the year, and it better be the year, where they start to drop some of these first-party games and show what they can do. Because we've talked about this for several years. Xbox's biggest platform that they're trying to push is Game Pass. And they've also talked about internally that they want to bring out 3 to 4 big AAA games a year on that platform to keep people subscribed. And that's just from their first party. I'm not even talking about all the other deals they might sign, deals like Sniper Elite 5 and a bunch of other games that are going to come out where they lock those deals down and bring them on there. Kind of like the High on Life deal, or getting Diablo after they get the Activision Blizzard deal it's ironed out. All these games need to come first party and drop on Game Pass. Yet the biggest one that we're talking about right now, and it's been talked about forever, is Call of Duty. Phil Spencer has just talked about that, basically saying that they're going to make Call of Duty into the next Minecraft. As long as there is a PlayStation out there to ship to, our intent is that we continue to ship Call of Duty on PlayStation. That is a direct quote from Phil Spencer, and that they're going to make Call of Duty a game that is much like Minecraft. I know a lot of people have been talking about this Activision Blizzard deal, and the main thing has been Call of Duty and what PlayStation fans are going to receive. Now, I think that they're going to have it on PlayStation and charge $70 for it, but it's going to be on Xbox Game Pass where people can get it for a much better price, which again is something that Sony is trying to stop. We've seen the deal where they blocked it for a long time, where Call of Duty can't go on Game Pass for several years. Yet now that Phil Spencer's talking about this, he's seeing the money everywhere. And that's where Xbox first-party games are going to be. Xbox is no longer a console, no matter how much people want to talk about it. I know people think like, oh, Xbox is the console, and yeah, that was the foundation for a very long time. But it has evolved into something much more bigger, a much more bigger platform. If you're playing on PC and you're on the Xbox app, you're an Xbox gamer. If you're playing on the console, you're an Xbox gamer. If you're playing on the cloud, you're an Xbox gamer. And also, if you're playing on other platforms, but you're playing games within the Xbox ecosystem, think of it like Steam. If you're playing an Xbox game that lets you log into the Xbox platform through Steam, you're an Xbox player. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to have people play their games no matter where it is. And it really worked with Minecraft. They didn't take Minecraft anywhere. They didn't take it off of any platform. They put it on every single platform and expanded that franchise beyond belief. And that's something that Phil Spencer talked about. He admitted that it's Call of Duty is going to be like Minecraft, where they put it everywhere. And I think that it's very cool that they're finally talking about the games. I know that the Activision Blizzard deal has been the talk of the town, and it's what's driving traffic. A lot of people want to hear about it. A lot of people want to hear about the CMA and all this other stuff. But I'm just glad that he's actually admitting that they didn't have any games and that they could use excuses like COVID and all this other stuff, but they're not going to do that. They're going to admit that, hey, we don't have anything this year, but next year we're expecting a massive year. And as a gamer and as a person that creates content, I'm going to tell you right now, in 2023, if they don't bring out multiple AAA games, including Starfield, Redfall, Forza, and a bunch of other ones, I'm talking about I want 1 or 2 more after that, I'm going to be annoyed with Xbox. I'm going to admit it right here that I want to see bigger games because I'm not a platform person. I don't sit there and advocate for a platform that doesn't give me what I want. And right now, Xbox gives me a couple things that I like. Able to play on PC, able to play on console. I love their ecosystem. But at the end of the day, I care about the games. I care more about the games and what is in my hands, what I'm able to play. And that's what I want to see from them. I want to see 2023 have a massive year. I want Xbox to drop not only their first party games, but other games they have deals signed with. You know, games like Dark Tide, games that we've seen signed that can actually drop next year. Because if they get all those things and all the stars align, they could have one of their best, if not their best year in 2023, because there's so many games out there that they've announced and that have tracking to come out next year. So let me know what you think about this. Are you excited for 2023? Do you think Phil Spencer admitting that this year was a little lackluster is a good thing? Do you think that the self-awareness from Phil Spencer and Xbox is something that can help them in the future? And are you tired of hearing them say, wait till next year? Do you just want to see the games drop? And is 2023 going to be the final straw on the camel's back if they don't start dropping these big AAA games? Let me know down below. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support helps out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamertag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. So right now, I've been playing nothing but Gotham Knights. I have 30 plus hours in that game. I freaking love every minute of it. I know that a lot of people were giving it a lot of crap because of the performance, but I've been playing it on my PC on my 3090 through Steam, and I have to say, I'm getting pretty damn good performance. During the story missions, I'm getting like 120 to 130 frames per second locked. In the open world, I'm getting about 60 to 70, maybe 80 frames if I'm lucky, and it kind of fluctuates in the open world. But overall, I'm enjoying the story, I'm enjoying the characters, I'm enjoying the combat, I'm enjoying pretty much everything. Even the side missions are really epic with massive boss fights. They're a lot of fun, and I like the characters in it. I like the world they built. I like the Gotham they built. It feels a lot different, and I'm just enjoying it. So I think it's one of my favorite games of the year. I know a lot of people are going to hate it, and I know a lot of people that hated it then played it and ended up loving it. So again, give the game a shot. Don't just listen to reviews. Always go out there and make your own judgment, just like I always try to do. And trust me, it is a lot of fun. And I'm going to be jumping into God of War Ragnarok. I'm extremely excited for this game. I don't care. God of War is one of my favorite, if not my favorite franchise out there in gaming, next to StarCraft and Gears of War. So I'm really looking forward to this game. I can't wait till next week. I'm jumping into that. But let me know what you're playing. Are you playing something on your PS5, your Xbox Series X, your PC? Are you playing something on your Steam Deck or on the cloud? Let me know down below, because that's what we're here for. It's to talk games. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.